My name is Jay Myers, and we farm in southeastern North Dakota at Colfax, North Dakota. Well, we've been using SOILSCAN for 3-4 years now, I think, and this past year now with the growing conditions we've had with high heat temperatures, we're getting a lot more growing conditions, and especially on our irrigated ground, we're almost testing weekly with the SOILSCAN machine because we think we have pretty good potential, being we've had the heat and we can control the water. We want to know what nitrogen is out there because, you know, we can be adding some more nitrogen through our irrigation system and be pushing our yields up on that upper end, being we have the growing degree units this year. You know, the day before we're gonna start irrigating, we can go out and pull a sample, and in a matter of a few minutes we can have a test done showing where we're at for our current yield goal and adjust our nitrogen kind of on the fly as we start irrigating again. It's huge because we can add to our yield by putting more nitrogen out there, and we've even added some micronutrients like boron, for example, and potassium and sulfur, if we're short on those products even as we're going through the season. So you know, it's real important to know where we're at and be able to add nitrogen into the system if we think we can get some better yields. Yeah, just a couple weeks ago we had one of our fertilizer customers we were talking to him that we were out doing some SOILSCAN testing, and he was wondering what that machine was and how it worked, and then he said, hey, can you test a couple of my fields? So he went out and grabbed the samples and we tested for him, and one of his fields that he'd top dressed, actually he had way too much nitrogen out there for what he actually needed, so he had over applied. So in that situation, if a guy would have been testing right before his application there, he could have maybe cut back on some of the nitrogen and been a little more precise. Yeah, SOILSCAN really helps us control our nitrogen costs, or maybe even cut back on nitrogen if we don't have moisture on some of our dryland acres, but especially on the irrigated acres, SOILSCAN has been an important tool.